welcome to our Globe TV's breaking news. Yes, global temperatures set a new 12-month record, exceeding 1.3 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels from November 2022 to October this year. A new analysis of international climate data released by Climate Central said on Thursday. This is the hottest year-long period in recorded history according to the analysis, with 170 countries recording mean temperatures that exceeded 30 years normals. Around 7.8 billion people, or 99% of humanity, were exposed to above average temperatures except Iceland and Lesotho, which recorded cooler than normal temperatures, Climate Central, a non-profit science and news organization, said. The analysis using the Climate Shifts Index, Climate Central's daily local temperatures attribution systems, indicates that human-caused climate change significantly raised temperatures over the last 12 months. CSI applies a peer-reviewed methodology to attribute climate impact. It is based on a study that was published on Journal of Advances in Statistical Climatology, Meteorology and Oceanography last year. For example, CSI level 3 indicates that human-caused climate change made those temperatures at least 3 times more likely. The analysis looks at daily average temperatures and heat waves and includes data for 175 countries, 154 states and 920 major cities. Least developed countries and small island nations had highest exposure to climate-driven heat, but climate change touched every country, and intense heat waves were recorded in the US, Europe, India and China. Highest average CSI was recorded for Jamaica with an average CSI of 4.5 out of a maximum of 5 in the past 12 months. This means that climate change had an extraordinary impact on the average persons in Jamaica who experienced temperatures made for than 4 times more likely by human-caused climate change. Guatemala 4.4 and Rwanda 4.1 also had 12-month average CSI values above 4. India recorded average CSI of 1, but the CSI increased to 1.6 between May and October this year. The large area of many of the G20 countries tends to marks the climate signal when looking at country-wide averages, as is the case for India. The analysis said several Indian states recorded high CSIs during this year since May, including Kerala 3.6, Goa 3.4, Andaman and Nicobar 3.3, Pondicherry 3.2, Mizoram 3.0, Karnataka 3.0, Meghalaya 2.9, Manipur 2.8, Tripura 2.8, among others. While the CSI averaged across the US population was relatively low, several US states also had high average CSI values, including Hawaii 2.8, Louisiana 1.9, Texas 1.9, etc. Also in India, 1.2 billion residents, 86% of the population experienced CSI level 3 temperatures on 30 or more days. In China, that figures were 513 million residents, or 35% of the population, and in United States 88 million, that means 26% of the population. This 12-month record is exactly what we expect from a global climate fueled by carbon pollution, said Andrew Persing, Vice President for Science at Climate Center. Records will continue to fall next year, especially as the growing El Nino begins to take hold, exposing billions to unusual heat. While climate impacts are most acute in developing countries near the equator, seeing climate-fueled streaks to extreme heat in the US, India, Japan and Europe underscores that no one is safe from climate change, he added. The analysis comes days ahead of the UN Climate Summit to be held in Dubai. One of the main deliverables of COP28 is the global stock take. GST is a review of collective progress towards achieving the purpose and long-term goals of the Paris Agreement. Yeah, first global stock take released by United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change found that global efforts on climate crisis are falling short of meeting the Paris Agreement goals of keeping global warming under 2 degrees Celsius over pre-industrial levels and pursuing efforts to keep it under 1.5 degree Celsius. Yes, the GST is an opportunity for the world to reset the ambition and the cooperation agenda. Yes, that is believable. The GST should lay down a very ambitious pathway going forward, but one that recognizes a rule-based international system and is based on common but differentiated responsibility. GST is also an opportunity to correct the wrongs in terms of adoption and loss and damage, and to recognize the need for grant-based concessional finance for the countries of the Global South, said Sunita Narayan, Director General of Center for Science and Environment and East Zone COP28's Advisory Committee. Behind the report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.